told us the prices of eggs are skyrocketing. So you know what? I think it's time for an emergency pasta plan.
And we actually have a solution for you.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No. We've got two!
We're going to be showing you how to make two delicious pasta dough recipe without using a single egg.
So how about this? Let's make a deal. We swap this. We put these away, but you need to use a scale, okay? I think it's a good deal.
And I think it's a great deal because the scale is super important.
It's very important. Now let's jump into the recipes because not only are they delicious, but they are super inexpensive and extremely, extremely, extremely easy to make. This first recipe for me is genius. Basically, you are about to learn how to make an eggless egg pasta. So imagine making lasagna, making tortellini, ravioli,
Fettuccine.
getting that exact same texture without using an egg. So it is perfect.
I mean, how cool is that?
People with egg allergy, for vegans, and if you just don't want to be using your egg for pasta. So the secret ingredient, oh gosh. Let me put on my nerdy glasses. So let's talk about the secret ingredient, soy lecithin. Why are we using soy lecithin?
Do you want me to pretend to know the answer? I have no idea.
In the egg yolk, you've got lecithin, and it is that specific element that turns white flour, soft wheat flour, into this super elastic dough that you can stretch and you can make paper thin. And we're gonna get that exact result with just by combining. Let's make this like a show and tell.
Can I do something? And I show. Okay, I'll show and tell.
So let's start from the very beginning.
Yes, I will start by creating the fake egg.
Brava.
Thank
I like
you.
it.
The scale, we're going to put.
And of course, you're getting all the recipes in the description.
So we're making a double dose. So we're going to be putting the soy lecithin.
So basically, you're putting soy lecithin and you're mixing it specific amounts with water. And then you leave it to rest, okay?
Now let's zero it, and now we add the water. So you mix them together, and now you're going to leave it to rest for at least half an hour.
And look at the difference. I mean, this is 30 minutes later. Super jelly.
Super jelly.
While this is what we just made. Now let's start making the dough because I can't wait for you to see.
Let me work. Let me start working. Now flour. Flour we're going to be using in this case 200 grams of the soft wheat flour. And so we're going to use the scale to measure exactly. Yes.
The scale.
The scale.
It doesn't bite.
No,
it's
it
something
doesn't
that
bite.
you should have because, you know why? Because when we don't use cups and tablespoons and teaspoons in Italy. And when I try to translate one of your recipes into a scale,
Yes.
every time the amount is not exact. So it's best, this is not pastry, so it doesn't matter if you're not, but it's best if you have a scale.
She's a trained pastry chef. She doesn't even have a normal scale. She has one of those scales that are like for pastry chefs. Which, the flour.
Look at this. So you don't need the water, you don't need this.
No, but you need this. And this is the best part. Throw it all on the table. Then you make a well in the center, sort of like a crater of a volcano. Then you take your soy lecithin and you throw it inside. Look how jelly it is. And then you start incorporating a little bit at the time the flour from the inside so it doesn't run all over the place. And you turn and you turn. I love making pasta.
I was about to say, Benny loves making pasta.
It is so rewarding that with just two simple ingredients like flour and in this case soy lecithin, you can make so many amazing things
Yeah.
at like no cost practically.
Yeah, basically no cost and in so many different shapes. That's the cool thing about it, I must say, yes.
And it's relaxing, very relaxing. Okay, now when it's not running all over the place, you use the best tool in the world, your hands. You're always trying to incorporate the flour to this dough. It's gonna be a little bit smushy, so this is how I like to do it. So you see how it's firming up? Then we're going to knead it a little bit. Look how soft it is.
Let me touch. Let me do something. Let me touch it. Wow. No, you have no idea how excited we were when we found this recipe and we tested it and we tested it because it is an inclusive recipe, I must say.
That's a nice
And
word.
I love inclusive recipes because allergies, intolerances, or choices of what we eat shouldn't affect, you know, the coming together at the table to enjoy a dish. Vero?
I totally agree with you. And also the flavor, you would not tell the difference at all. And so it's a wonderful recipe. I mean, look how soft it is. Look at this. Okay, I think it's beautifully done. It's kneaded.
Now, with all pasta dough recipes, in Italy we say that we have stressed it. Benny has stressed the pasta.
I stress people, I stress them.
No, so it's so important to give the pasta dough time, at least half an hour to rest, because it just relaxes. So when you stretch it out, it just turns into exactly what you want it to turn into.
So now we're going to wrap it up.
In plastic wrap.
In plastic wrap. Make sure that the plastic wrap is completely, that it covers the entire dough, because if not it's going to dry out. You wrap it up and you leave it to rest. Then you clean your table. And after about 30 minutes, half an hour, your pasta dough is ready to be turned into something delicious.
We just put a pasta machine because we find it super easy and quick. You can do the rolling pin, but use the pasta machine.
Guys, we're practical.
Practical.
Practical. Practical.
Now, it's very important that the part of the dough that you don't use, because you're not going to be using one big chunk of dough, you keep this wrapped, because if it dries out, it's a problem. So just keep it wrapped.
And it dries out
moist.
within a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have your dough. Now let's show. First of all, look how soft
Look
it
how
is.
soft it is.
Chet, you would never say that this was done without an egg.
Yeah, it looks like, even in the color, it looks like an egg dough. Now, as we continue our show and tell, this is a very important step that you need to do when you pass and you feed your pasta dough in a pasta machine. Each pasta machine has different settings. You always start by the widest setting and you do what Benny's doing. You fold it for 3 consecutive times. You fold it, you feed it. You fold it, you feed it. You fold it, you feed it, because that way you're just making the dough more elastic.
And you can also swap sides. You see, once I did it this way, now I do it this way.
And you know, we did about a year ago this really
yes, I
huge
forgot
course
about
for
that.
children to make pasta. So, but you'll find many different pasta shapes and also the colored pasta doughs.
Guys, that is so much fun. I mean, with natural stuff, you can make colored pasta and it's so much fun.
And so there, we're gonna be showing you the basics, but there you can see all the different kind of shapes to make. So this is just a great way to continue, you know, using this recipe and then doing the shapes.
2. Until what number are we going up?
I would say for this machine 5. So at the widest setting in this machine, which is called marcato, we start at 0. So you fold and you feed 3 times at 0. And then every time you go to the next number, you just feed it once. And look how it is stretching.
It is beautiful.
Look at that. Wow. It is so smooth.
Look at that. It's getting long.
Questo che numero è?
4.
Look at that.
I say we cut it
I'm
in
so
half.
excited.
I'm gonna cut it in
I
half.
can't wait. Yes.
It's getting too long. And now if it gets sticky, just so you don't want it to stick to your pasta machine, you add a little bit of flour on one side and the other, and then we pass it. We go to number 5, and here we have it again. Now this is a game changer.
No, it's completely. I mean, you should know that there is no pasta. I probably already told you that no pasta dough can turn like this if you don't use egg. And we're not using egg. We're using a very smart egg substitute. It's a magic potion.
There, look at this.
But wait, let me do, look. Let me do the
What are you doing?
fettuccine.
Ah, okay.
You just remove this, you put it here. Look.
Little girl. Little girl with her toy.
Look at this. Look. I mean, how long did this take?
Look at that.
You just
have
made fettuccine.
fresh fettuccine made literally within nothing.
Nothing. I mean, this is a portion. Are you guys excited?
Yeah, isn't this like the most exciting news ever? And look at this.
Fettuccine.
You saw how easy it is to make. It's so
And-
simple and so delicious.
How do you make lasagna? So you just get your tray, the size, the length, and the width, and then you cut it. So you put one sheet, the dressing, you put the other sheet.
You can make ravioli with this. You can get so creative in making ravioli. In this course that we did, we have them all. So they're super, super simple to make. You can make tortellini, you can make half moons. I mean, you can do everything that you can do with egg pasta, you can do with this. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's using your creativity.
You see?
But you see, look at that.
So imagine you have your
Let's
filling in
pretend
here.
that this is a filling.
You have your filling over here, and there you have the ravioli. I mean, you see, it's like so many dishes that you can make.
Wait, can I show them this is a very simple, very easy, very practical. If you're not in the mood to making anything, you just take the dough and you cut it in whatever pieces you want. Explain what I'm doing.
These are called mal tagliati. So in Italy, we don't throw anything away. So even if you have scraps of pasta because you made ravioli, you just boil these, you cook them with beans. Mal tagliati means badly cut. You see? And I would say applauso.
An applause, okay.
Brava, an applauso to this recipe
Brava.
because it is genius.
And now I think we need to show them recipe number 2. For the second dough, we're going to be using semolina flour, which is hard wheat flour, which is typical from the southern part of Italy, and it's what all the store-bought pasta is made from. And instead of using egg, it uses a very expensive ingredient. Very expensive ingredient. We'll show you what it is right now.
Water. That's it.
Let me lift your sleeves up.
So semolina flour has a completely different texture and structure than the white flour. So it does not need anything to help it.
We're not even using a fork.
Yeah. And here, you know how like the fusilli, spaghetti, bucatini, all those types of pastas, orecchiette, they all use semolina flour and water. I love it because it's sort of like Play-Doh?
It's Play-Doh.
Yeah.
It's Play-Doh. And also, And it's also very relaxing because sometimes you just prepare the dough, you sit and watch a movie and you make orecchiette. I mean, why not? Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Watch TV and make orecchiette. Yes, you do.
I do.
Here, pull up this one. This is
With
really...
my clean hands?
Yes. Okay. Again, the procedure when you make one type of dough another, it's the same. So basically, the flour has to absorb the liquid, and then you need to knead it, because as you knead it, you activate the gluten, which will make the pasta super soft. Again, this is vegan.
Oh yeah, totally vegan. Can I say something nerdy?
No, you may not.
Now I want to say something nerdy. Now, unlike the other eggless egg pasta that we made, which is the texture is going to start being immediately very smooth, this is going to look like you've got sand.
Yeah.
And it's like, not going to come together. You're like, this is never going to turn into a dough. It will, because the heat of your hands will help the magic happen. Okay, so Valeria must have very cold hands. But it's getting there.
Yeah, no, I mean, at the beginning, you're like, oops, I did something wrong.
No, you didn't do anything wrong.
And since the semolina flour is super sandy, you will see incredibly how it just turns into something super smooth.
Smooth and velvety. It's got this velvety kind of
Yeah,
sensation
but
to
then
it.
when you bite it, it's like sort of very rustic.
No,
And
it's
I
beautiful.
love it.
I love it.
I love it. But you see,
Brava,
it's coming
Vale.
together. Grazie, grazie. And you see, when you knead pasta, there is a way to do it, because you don't have to press it down.
No.
You don't have to stretch it out. You just use this part of your hand and you push it away from you, and then you fold it. Then you push it away from you, and then you fold it.
It's work.
Yeah,
Arm.
we stay fit to then eat.
Brava.
Grazie. You see how it incredibly transformed into something smooth. Now, like with the other pasta dough, we did stress it out, so you need to use plastic wrap, assistant. Plastic wrap, and it rests for half an hour.
And there.
And there you go. The Semolina pasta dough is tied back to centuries of traditions, and it's from the southern part. Once upon a time. No, I don't want to get into details. I just wanted to say that this pasta dough, it is so simple that it doesn't even use all these special machines like the pasta machine. So people used whatever they had. They used sticks, they used pieces of grass, they used simple stuff to do pasta shapes, and each region has its own traditions. I'm going to be making orecchiette malloreddus from Sardinia. What are you making?
I'm going to be showing you 10 things at the same time.
Okay, I'll do one.
We'll
just use a little piece. So here it's very tough. It's a very tough dough, and I love it.
And again, you wrap it up because you don't want it to dry out.
So to make this, because I want to show you the little machine, this utensil. So basically, riga gnocchi, it's called a riga gnocchi. So you also make it to use the potato gnocchi. You just press it and it falls down. Look at this. This for me is meditation.
So imagine doing this, you got the music playing, you have this
glass of wine.
You know, it's perfection.
And the little secret, let me tell you this little secret about, for a pasta like this, you need to have this little pocket. First, because it thins out the pasta, so it's not too thick when it cooks, but then the sauce hides inside. And how about you? What are you making?
I'm going to make orecchiette, so I'm going to show you how simple it is. This is how I do it. Take your thumb. You don't even need anything else. You can also use a knife, but here we're being practical. Then you take it.
That's easy.
Of course, it's super easy. I told you it's so relaxing to make orecchiette. I'm sure that in Bari they make them a different way, but this is how I do it at home. And it's perfection. I mean, look at that.
Look, one dough, so many different shapes.
Let me show you another thing that I love. Because because this is the pasta that stays hard. So it's not, it stays in shape.
Yeah.
So I want to show you this other thing.
And that is why, for instance, like bucatini, imagine having a spaghetti with a hole inside. The other egg pasta, in this case, eggless egg pasta dough, would not keep the shape.
No.
Semolina and water flour does.
I want to show you this. Hopefully it's going to turn out nicely.
Ah.
With
This
a
is a
toothpick.
typical pasta from a part of Sicily called Trapani. They're called busiate.
Let's see if I get that. And look, I got a swirly pasta. You see? Now, if you're really lazy and you really don't want to do absolutely anything, you do roll it and then you cut little pillows. You can cut them in different sizes. So I'm going to show you a small one. I'm going to show you a little bit larger one.
Ah, okay. This is Benny's favorite tool.
Your fingers.
Just use your hand.
Just use your hands. Look. 2 fingers. You pull it, you drag it towards you. There, you have i strascinati. You see? Again, the pocket. Perfect. You don't want them so big? You use smaller finger. There. And you have this. I mean, you can do so much. Again, in our course, we have a lot of these shapes, but it's just so much fun. I mean, look at that. You just sit here and you go like this, and in no time, look at that.
We actually, did you notice how we did the exact same snake for all 3 types of pasta shapes?
Oh, yes, we did.
We did. So, I mean, it's like a pasta party.
I like that. A pasta party. You can also I love it.
Yeah, it's a pasta party. And not to mention the amount of people who eat from this dough that we made.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You have a KitchenAid, right?
Ah, brava. Yes, I really wanted to tell you this, but then I was about to forget. If, like me, you also like to, have things at home that can help make things faster, imagine the pasta extruder of the KitchenAid that you can make. There you can make the penne. This type of pasta, not the egg pasta, but this type of dough is just perfect to use the extruder.
What do you want for lunch?
Le orecchiette. Grazie.
Didn't we say we had 2 solutions for you?
2 solutions, 2 pasta dough recipes without eggs, and you can make like an endless amount of pasta shapes. So you guys really use these 2 recipes because I think they are a game changer. One is a complete twist of the egg pasta dough, but obtaining the exact texture that you need. And the other one is the traditional semolina and water recipe.
What?
Nothing. I just wanted to say that.
Ah, okay.
So just with a little bit of pasta and a little bit of creativity.
You look dangerous. Why are you laughing like that?
Nothing. I just wanted to say.
Help.
I'm sorry. It's like a dream. I've been wanting to do something to my sister.
Okay, but I remind you that I just washed my. Don't put it on my.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Now it's your turn to play around with these 2 recipes without eggs.